Wake up, Jacob, Israelite Prepper. Just wanted to talk to you guys real quick about what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Now, I'll address the fellas first. Okay, fellas, my brothers in the faith. It starts with us. That's why I'm starting with the men first. It starts with us. And we have to ask ourselves, what do we bring to the table? What do you and I bring to the table? So when we're courting someone, whether monogamy, polygyny, it doesn't matter. When you're courting someone, period, you want to put forth, shalom, shalom, Sister Rosa UK. You want to put forth, guys. You want to put forth what you bring to the table, right? Whatever that is. Okay, I can't say what you fellas what you bring, but you know. But we should be bringing something. We should be bringing, for example, for guys, we're going to be bringing a vision, right? So basically, when someone, you're courting someone, you talk to someone or whatever, and you want to make someone your wife, they have a right to know what they're signing up for, right? Okay, so yeah, I believe, patriarchy and all that stuff. But again, the wives, they need to know what they're signing up for, okay? So if she's thinking, well, I'm going to be a helpmeet, then she needs to know, what am I helping you with, right? Fair enough, right? What am I helping you with? So guys, it starts with us. It starts with a vision. So you bring your vision to the table. You're bringing your leadership to the table, okay? You're bringing that structure to the table. You're bringing that. You're bringing, obviously, resources to the table. You're providing, so provisions. You're bringing protection to the table. So people, women, they want direction and security and nurturing. You want to bring all those things to the table, and you want to paint that picture for them, right? You want to paint that picture for them. Have something. Have a plan. Have a vision. Tell them exactly what you want to do because they buy into the vision. They want to know what am I signing up for? Okay. I have no problem helping you. What am I helping you with? See, that's fair. That's fair. So as men, we got to have that. What do you bring to the table? And as far as men are concerned, we bring different things. We bring different skill sets, okay? Some guys are really handy. Some guys, they can work on big, heavy equipment, earth movers and drills and backhoes and bulldozers, they can do stuff like that. Some guys are really good at architecture, okay? They're really good at that. Some guys are really good at carpentry. Okay, some guys are really good financial guys. They're just really good. Some guys are maybe not built blue collar. Shalom, shalom. Zen explorations. Shalom, shalom. Some guys are maybe not good at blue collar type things, but they may be good at other things. They could be very good. Computers and investments and insurances and just different things. Everyone has a different color. Every man's not built the same. Not every man's cut from the same cloth. But every man needs to go ahead and take an inventory of himself and say, okay, what am I bringing to the table? Okay, and you need to be able to articulate that to your potential. You need to be able to articulate that. Let them know, what are you bringing to the table. So, men, while you are looking for potential, okay, you have your stuff in order. You go and prepare a place, or you get yourself, okay, to take an inventory of your skills, your knowledge, your leadership, your vision. I say don't even get a wife until you figure out a vision. Shalom, Tracy Haynes, shalom. To have something to figure out, because what are you going to tell her? Well, let's just get together and let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. Nah, that's how they did it in the world, right? I had a potential ask me before. They said, what's the difference between dating, in the world and courting? Okay, and I think the most succinct answer that I can give is, in dating in the world, our attitude was like, let's see what happens. Let's date. Let's go out a couple times. Let's hang out. Let's see what happens. Right? That's what it is, dating in the world. Maybe it works out. Maybe it doesn't. Let's see what happens. Courting in the word, it's very intentional. Meaning, when you get together, The intention is to get married. Okay, doesn't mean it's going to happen because because I personally have a process. Some guys out there, they have a process. They have a gauntlet. I'll tell you mine. I can't speak for every guy, but at the end of the process, the intention is marriage. That's the intention. See, when you're dating, okay, you might have that thought, but you're a little more reserved, and you're like, well, let's just see what happens. You say, my question about this is, how does a potential wife let the husband know she would like to be a stay-at-home wife and mother? Good question. Okay, that's okay. If the man has a process, I have a process. I'll just speak for myself. Okay, I have a process. So let me see if I can answer the question like this. I have like a 4-phase process if I'm dating a potential. And the phases are, the first one, I did a video on it too. The first one is the discovery phase. Discovery, courting, betrothal, and consummation, right? Discovery, courting, betrothal, consummation. Those are the 4 phases. Now, in the first phase, in discovery phase, you let those things be known. You just say, hey, you know what? It's like if the husband said, well, what do you? He's sharing his vision, things like that, and he says, okay, well, tell me about yourself. As soon as that question comes out, you can say that. Well, you talk about yourself. I come from this. I did this. This is when I came into the truth. Da 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 da. My desire really is just to serve my husband, stay at home, take care of his kids. Early on, you let him know you like to be a stay at home. Okay, you let that be known in the first phase, early on. You want to know why? That way you're not wasting your time and you're not wasting his time. It's early on before any feelings or anything get invested into it, right? That's what you want to do. You want to take care of a lot of that stuff as early as possible. Okay, that's what you want to do. You go through those phases. Discovery. That's when you get to know the person, get their background, understand what they are. No feelings or anything are involved. You're just kind of getting to know one another. The band lays out the vision. You get to decide if if you can submit to that type of thing. These are the stages in the courting and in the discovery phase. Those stages is where you find out if you can mesh, if you can assimilate. Okay, you just finding out information. It is data mining in that first phase, in the discovery phase. Just data about each other. Right? He's finding out things about you. You're finding out things about him. It's just data. That's information, right? You have conversations and information. Next phase, in the courting, you spend a little more time together, okay? Discovery phase can be a lot, on the phone, FaceTime, stuff like that. But in the courting, you try to spend some time together, go out, he visits you, you visit him, a little more time, a little more closer proximity. Okay, what do you think about older women remarrying? Okay, I'm gonna get to that. Do not let me forget that. I'm gonna get to that, Rosie. And then so you're courting. That's when you're getting close. Now betrothal, you're engaged. You're engaged. You're just waiting on the day you consummate, and that's it. And of course, consummation is boom. You seal the deal. So that's how you. I hope that answers your question. Early on, when do you tell a man? Do you want to be a stay-at-home mom, and so on and so forth. Early on. First stage. Now, again, that's my process. Those are my 4-step process of courting someone. I can't speak for every guy. I don't know. I know some guys. I do know some guys. They have like a gauntlet that they put the potential through, and it doesn't mean it's some kind of physical American Ninja Warrior type gauntlet. It's just it's just some things you want to look for. But again, the difference is it's very, very intentional. Okay, on both parts, it's very intentional. Okay. You know what? Before I go on, I'm going to go ahead and answer Sister Rosie. Okay, from a biblical perspective. Okay. Older women can. First of all, older sisters in the faith have value. Okay, they definitely have value because it says from a biblical perspective, it says in the older women teach the younger women or teach the younger wives, how to be chaste keepers at home, taking care of their family, stuff like that, because they have experience, they have some wisdom, they should have some patience, okay? They should have a lot of self-discovery. So if you're an older woman, you should know yourself very, very well. You should know how to assimilate to a man. They are marriage material. In the community, the quote-unquote, the widows or the older women, are looked at to be, taken care of, look after for the look after by the community, right? But then the older women, I mean, it can be a kinsman redeemer situation. You may have an older woman. I'm not gonna put age. I'm not gonna put a number on it. Whatever you consider an older woman or whatever, she can become a wife. Okay, her role is a little bit different, but she can still maybe she can't bear children, right? Maybe she can't bear children, but she can educate kids. She can take care of her husband. She can serve and help take care of the home. She can assist the. I mean, if you're talking about just one husband. I mean, a husband and one wife. She can help take care of the kids. She can still help around the house. She can still help on the land. There's still things that she can do that goes beyond having more kids, right? And it all goes to match up. What does the man need? It all goes to match up. Every man, he's gonna have a different need. Now there's some common threads in there, but every man at a different stage is gonna have a different need. There's gonna be some men who are gonna need an older woman. They need an older woman for her wisdom, her experience, her nurturing. Maybe she's a nurturer. Maybe she has a skill set. Maybe she has a skill set. She could be a nurse or something. Maybe she has a particular skill set that can be of value. Okay, she could be a doctor or something. There's value. There's value. Good question. What if the woman has children from a previous marriage? Can the children be a help in the community as well? If the man wants to take that on, shalom, Jawanda Smith. Oh, okay. Glad you joined me. The question, and I'm gonna have to get these questions up on my phone here real quick. So, because on the iPad here, they come up for a couple seconds and then they disappear. So the best thing for me to do is to go to the channel and pull up the chat. Okay, so let me do that. Pull up the chat. All right, so I got it up now. All right, so it says, good question there. Can the children be a help in the community as well? Yes. If the man, if he has a role, for those kids, and he has a role, first of all, if he accepts them, obviously, not all guys are going to accept kids from another, Now, if the father's in jail or dead or something like that, most guys will probably accept it. It depends. As long as the kids don't come in and they are rebellious, okay? I can see a guy putting other children, like, no, if I'm not going to be the authority, if they're not going to submit to my authority, they're not going to listen to me, then no. We cannot dwell together. But yeah, if they want to submit to the guy and see him as the authority, there's no two different sets of rules, so he has to hear, well, you're not my real daddy kind of stuff. No guy wants to hear that. But to answer your question, can they be of help? Yes, they can. If he has a role, think about it. You have a guy, him, and I know you're posing a hypothetical situation. But say you have some kids from a different marriage. I'm using you hypothetically. And say you have, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 kids or whatever. A few of them are boys, 3, 4 boys or whatever. Yeah, they can help. Around how you got animals to attend to, you got gardens to attend to, you got building projects you have to do. Yeah, the kids can help. So no problem. When they're of age, at the appropriate age. But yeah, the kids can help. They can gather wood. They can, if you're somewhere up north, they can shovel snow. They can do all kind of stuff. Your answer was very helpful, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that, Sister Rosie. Yeah. So, the other kids from another marriage, they can definitely help. They can definitely benefit in that. So, continue on with what I'm saying. What do you bring to the table? If you're a single sister out there, you're like, hey, I don't have a head, I don't have a husband, I'm single, I'm just kind of doing my thing or whatever. What should I be doing? Preparing. You should be preparing. You should be working on yourself. And this is what I mean. Because you have to take an inventory. You're very welcome, Rosie. You should be taking an inventory of yourself. Okay? I don't know you, so I'm not making a judgment against you, right? I don't know what skills you have, but you want to take an inventory of yourself. What skills do you have? What are you bringing to the table? Okay? From interpersonal, okay? Are you a person who will bring to the house a sense of peace, a sense of calm, when your husband or your master is wound up real tight? You know, can you kind of like, you know, have that calming effect on them? Can you do those type of things? You need to inventory yourself, okay? I mean, you need to, yeah, you have to inventory yourself and list those type of things. What are the things that you bring to the table? Okay, if it's a set of skills, are you a good healer? Do you know herbs? Do you know gardening? Do you know animal husbandry? Do you know how to take care of kids? Can you homeschool? Can you sew? Can you cook? Things like that. Are you particularly handy? Do you have some like marketing skills or internet skills or any? What do you have? Inventory yourself. So when a guy comes calling, you know what you bring. It says learn wild edibles and medicinal plants. It will be knowledge that will outlast preps. Absolutely, your skills are going to be so valuable when the fit hit the shan. Okay, when it's no more status quo, you know, just everything going the way it is, you know. Those skills, those things are going to be very, very important. The skills that I talked about earlier in the video, they're going to be vitally important. Again, even with the preps, you're going to need to know how to grow more food. You're going to need to know how to dress. You guys get the point. You get the point, right? Homesteading. Get your homesteading. So take advantage of the internet while you can. Time is very, very short. Absolutely. Absolutely. Billy Bird outdoors. Absolutely. While you can. That you know what? That makes a great point. That's where I was going in the first place. While there is time, while there is peace and there's calm, and you don't have your husband just yet, work on your skills. That's what you want to do. Work on your skills. The internet's there. YouTube is there. It shows everything. It teaches every doggone thing. There's billions of videos about everything on there. Get your skills up. Get your knowledge up because you're going to need it later. Get all that up. So now when your husband, potential husband, comes calling and you guys have some conversation, you have something to say. You have something to bring to the table. Okay? So you say, okay, when I come to your, if I become a part of your family, or we start building a family together, or we start building, a community together, or where I fit into your vision, where I fit into your plan is this. I can do this, that, this, that, this, that. That's what I desire. You see? You got to be more than just a pincushion. You have a question. My husband hasn't quite, okay, let's see here. My husband hasn't quite come into the truth, but he believes in moving out of the city. That's good. But he is willing to move where there is a physical fellowship for me. What do you suggest? He does want you to go somewhere where there's a physical fellowship. Am I understanding that correctly? Truth, but he believes in moving out of the city, but he is willing to move where there is a physical fellowship. Okay, all right. No, that's perfect. Okay, for you, what do you suggest? Okay, first and foremost, I would go look at where are some physical fellowships. So do you have some in mind? Do you know where some physical fellowships are? Okay, that's first and foremost. And then when you do find some, when you do investigate some, Shofar Mountain, Straightway, the Rock is starting to, build some fellowships and stuff like that. And there's a couple of them. You investigate those to see if that's what you want to be a part of. Okay, and then you go from there. Then you say, okay, you can go to your husband. Then if he's willing to do this, this is he's giving you his blessing. Then that's when you say, okay, husband, I was looking at here and here. I'm really thinking about, and then what you do is you go visit these fellowships, say on a feast day or something. Okay, you say, husband, can we go over here or there for, Shavuot or Pentecost, Atonement or whatever, right? Can we go ahead and, check it out, whatever, to get around those people, fellowship with those people, see if these are the type of people you want to be around. And then you guys both have experienced it. You both went there, checked it out, you experienced it. If you like it, and then you talk to the people there, talk to the fellowship there, and say, we're really thinking about joining you guys, or moving closer to you guys, and then you go from there. Okay, so that's what I would suggest for that. Okay, Billboard Outdoors. Even if you don't need to bring it to anyone's table, your survival skills and knowledge will save your life. Of course. You want to, of course. You definitely want to do that. You can bring it to the table for yourself, because even if you're by yourself, you still got to eat, right? So bring it to the table for yourself, so it doesn't matter. Yes, iron will sharpen. Yes, absolutely. It says, Iron will sharpen iron. Once he gets around other brothers, he may be won by the light. Absolutely, there's a huge chance of that. Huge chance of that because I communicate through social media and stuff with some brethren and stuff like that. And I'll tell you right now, it it's inspiring when I do so. Okay, it's inspiring when I look at straightway type videos and lessons and things like that in conversation. Shalom, shalom, enlightenment. When I look at videos like that, I get inspired. I'm like, wow, cool, cool. When I look at videos from the brethren, the Rock. When I look at his tribe, following Yeshua, I'm inspired. Okay, even when I look at Viking preparedness and Pastor Joe Fox, I'm inspired. Okay, and that's from afar. That's from a distance. Now imagine I get around them. Okay, imagine I get around them, and now I'm just like I'm motivated. Iron does sharpen iron. Said thanks. I appreciate the advice. We have been looking in Tennessee and Kentucky. Very good, very good. That's a good area. I'm looking those areas and also the Ozarks. I'm looking in those areas as well for land. I do have land here in Arizona, but I'm not gonna stay here. Remnant Ranch will not be in Arizona. It will not be in Arizona. I'm gonna go ahead and look elsewhere for better growing conditions, more rain, stuff like that. I did a video on top 10 places to move and build community and stuff like that. Go check that video out. But back to bringing something to the table. Do you have an email, brother? Absolutely. My email is FOI Bible Studies, is plural, at inbox.com. INBOX.com. So FOI Bible Studies at inbox.com. Send questions there, no problem. Sacred Vision, shalom, shalom. Thank you. I appreciate you visiting. But bring something to the table. You got to take an inventory of yourself. I mean, and remember, I started this whole thing off addressing the guys. Guys, we got to inventory ourselves. What are we bringing to the table? What are we doing? Okay, and you have to provide that. That vision, that plan, that leadership. Rosie, brother, you know that this chat is going to go on longer than expected. Giving a number of women here. When I do these things, I'm thinking 10 minutes or so. I'm thinking 10, 15 minutes. And yeah, it goes. It goes. But it's okay. It's all love. It's all love. But guys, it starts with us. What's the vision? What do you want to do? Okay? What's the vision? Women, they have a right to know what they're signing up for, right? It's only fair. Okay, I'll submit to you, but what are we doing? Where are we going? Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Absolutely, all are true. Shalom, thanks for taking time out of your day to join. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's my lovely there. So, again, what should you be doing if you're single? If you're a male, getting that vision, getting around the brethren, having these conversations, getting your knowledge up, praying to the Most High for His vision, to put that in your heart. And then when you have it, you get, hey, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. What if you're still learning, not sure what you bring to the table? Okay. If you're looking for a brother in the faith, you're looking for a brother in the truth, then a lot of the brothers are trying to break away from the system. A lot of brothers, not everyone, but a lot of them are trying to come out of her, my people, right? So you're going to have to see, okay, what do I need to know? What do I need to be a benefit to come out of her, my people? What do I need to work on myself, to better myself, to be? Thank you, Sister Rosie. Thank you, Sister. You're going to ask yourself, how can I be a benefit to a family? How can I help grow a community? How can I help grow a tribe? What are my husbands going to need? So it depends on the kind of husband. Like some guys, for whatever reason, they're gonna want to stay in the city or whatever, and then you just have to figure out, okay, if I stay in the city, what am I gonna need to do? Whatever the case may be. And you go from there. But remember, if you're talking about you're single and you're preparing and you're like, okay, so what skill sets I need? You look at those type of things. There's some sisters who say, hey, there's a community college and it teaches, agriculture. Okay, there are some prepping schools, across the country. There's prepping schools. There's some stuff you can do online. Some stuff you need to get hands on. Okay, look at those things. Okay, you look at those. And do you know how to sew? Do you know how to can? You know how to draw and preserve food? Do you know how to really look for some good bargains on certain preps that you might need? Stuff like that. Do you know any healing techniques? Do you know herbs? Okay, do you know that any medicinal herbs? Are you skilled? CPR. Are you a good teacher? Can you teach kids? It's so many different things. Okay, and then what about the things that you can use on a homestead? Okay, do you understand those things? Okay, do you know how to butcher, a chicken, cut his heads off, dip them and pluck them and prepare and all that. Do you know how to prep those type of things? What about animals? Do you know how to take care of those type of things? Okay, so gardening, learn those things. The things that before you get out there, you have some skills. So that's how you take an inventory of yourself. Look at all those things. Like, okay, if I'm going to live a set apart life, what am I going to need in the set to help me in this set apart life, to help my husband in this set apart life? What am I going to need? Okay, some of us may need to start, or some of you may need to start spiritually. Okay, you say, you might say, hey, okay, I had some failed relationships. Let me go back and look at what caused them to fail. Let me see what's my part. Because it's too easy to say it's always the other person's fault. In some cases, it is. In some cases. But let's just say it's the other person's fault. You're not together, they were abusive, they were whatever. It's the other person's fault. Okay. Step one, you did choose that person. So at least inventory that. What made you choose that person? And then now we all need to be a little bit more discerning, right? So if you got to start yourself mentally or spiritually or something like that, at least be a little bit more discerning. Like, okay, so maybe I was looking for, maybe I focused too much on how the person looked a little bit. Maybe I focused a little bit too much on the nice things he was saying to me or whatever, made me feel a certain way or whatever, and I didn't really test his spirit. I really didn't see if what he was saying was genuine or not. It's just all about going back to, inventorying yourself. So maybe, say, hey, I'm mature in mind, I'm sober minded, I'm mature, I have a little bit more emotional control, those type of things. Those are the type of questions you ask yourself. You bring that to the table, okay? You need to be a stabilizing unit in there, not someone who will go into a man's life to build a tribe or community or whatever and just be a cancer in that community, right? Then you have to understand yourself. All guys in the faith are looking for someone who can assimilate and submit. Assimilate and submit. Not the same word, okay? Let me give you a quick and dirty example. Submission is simply you doing what I tell you to do. I ask you to do something, you do it. But guess what? You can do it begrudgingly. You can have an attitude. You can be, all right. Okay. Then I tell you to do something else, and every time I ask you to do something else, and you're like, but yet you still submit it. You still submit it, right? Assimilation wouldn't carry that attitude. Assimilation would not carry that attitude. That's the difference. Okay? Give you another example. See, submission is like meeting a need, okay? The husband asks for something or whatever, you meet a need. Assimilation is anticipating that need. Because now you're of one mind. You're one spirit. Two become one flesh, right? So now they think alike, want the same life, they are moving in the same direction. They're lockstep with each other. Or are we fighting and bickering back and forth? A submission, assimilation. So my point of bringing that up is you have to ask yourself, or you should know, you. So can you do that? Can you assimilate? Can you submit? Can you do that? Or can you be a stabilizing element? I said Did I do this video before or whatever? I said every woman's ride or die until she finds out the destination. Okay, it's all about absolutely, amen. It's working out, working together actually. But yeah, anybody can be ride or die until they find out the destination. Until they don't like, they submit and all that. Until they don't like a decision that you're gonna make, and you have to understand that. This guys, you're covering. Let me break it to you. As husbands, we don't always make the right decision. We're not always right. And guess what? Believe it or not, we are aware. We're aware. We just make the best decision that we can. We keep in mind our whole family. We keep in mind the community, or our tribe. We keep in mind everybody, and we make a decision, or we try to. I think let's see here. I think I can assimilate without the eye rolling, which was a bad habit of mine. I understand. That's what I'm saying. See, assimilation, there's no eye rolling. Submission, again, like I said, you can submit and roll your eyes. You're still physically doing it, but you have this attitude. You see what I'm saying? And some people say, well, the attitude doesn't matter. Well, we look in the New Testament, the scripture said, for God loves a cheerful giver. Not because, you do it begrudgingly or anything. That's the attitude. But you're thinking, oh, I'll give it anyway. No, it's an attitude. It's an attitude. Not kicking and screaming. Okay, you can get so much further faster with assimilation because you're working lockstep together. So many couples out there that spend most of their time just arguing and fighting and bickering and going back and forth. And I'm not saying a couple won't have, some disagreements here and there. It's just that it shouldn't be a lot. It should be few and far between. Said, she rolled her eyes in that comment, LOL. You're right, the attitude does matter. It matters. It matters. So personally, I will be a lone wolf and take my own survival into my own hands. If I can help others along the way, I will. Oh, good. Ain't nothing wrong with some rugged independence. But nothing wrong with a MAG either, a mutual assistance group either. So you may not want to be, shacked up with family and stuff like that. But definitely, like you just said, you'll help other people if you can. Again, it can be a mutual help, a mutual benefit, so a MAG, mutual assistance group. So nothing wrong with looking into that and thinking about that. But what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Those are the things. Bit of banner, eye rolling emoji. But you got to look at what you bring to the table, and sometimes it starts with us mentally. When we're by ourselves, when we're single, that's an opportunity to take inventory of yourself. Because sometimes we just focus on, well, I'm alone. Most of the time, that's all we think about. Okay? That's all we think about, just that I'm so lonely, I just want someone, wish somebody was here with me to talk to me and all that. I understand. I know what it feels like to be alone. I was alone, okay? I know what it feels like to be alone. But what I did was take inventory. How can I work on myself? What can I bring to the table? So that's what you need to be doing. Take an inventory, figuring out what you bring to the table. Knowledge, skills, all those things, okay? What are the assets? Build your assets in the meantime. So when that person shows up, when Boaz show up, you know what to do. You know what to say, you know what to do. You can be of service. How can I add to the situation? How can I help with the vision? How can I help build a tribe? How can I help build a community? How can I help? Okay? So build your assets, build yourself up, figure out some things that you can do. Just a point. It says, Tracy Haynes, just a point. We men can begin to make a place for older women. Absolutely. And those who have children already. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, Brother Tracy. Yes, we can. There's definitely a use and a benefit for the older women. It is, okay? If she's pliable, okay, and willing to cooperate, and because she may have some gifts too, so we can definitely do that. Not all of us need a 25-year-old virgin. That's true. Hey, that's what I'm actually glad you said that, because a sister earlier in this live stream was talking about that, you know, what value, you know, older women, stuff like that. And I said that. I said, you know, it depends on the man's need. He may need an older woman. He may need that mature, softer, understanding older woman, that nurturing of older woman, that wisdom that comes from an older woman. He may need that. It depends on the guy. Okay, it depends on the guy. All right, you know, I'm in my 40s, so would I you know, be with a woman who may be in her 50s or something? Yeah, I would. Depends on the need. You know, it depends on the need. So it's not that a guy's always chasing after the younger. It just depends. You know, I mean, I'm probably not going to marry a woman in her 50s if I'm hell bent on having a lot of kids with her, right? So because if she's 55 years old, she's probably well past her childbearing years or whatever. But if that's not my need and my need is something else, then there you go. Okay, so there you go. It depends on the need. Okay, there's no carte blanche. You know, older women, oh well, they're just destined to be by themselves and all that. No, it's not that. It depends completely on the need. But I'm going to bring this live stream to a close. I appreciate you guys joining me. Put any comments or anything. Keep putting comments in there. Share with other people. Share this live stream so we can all build and edify one another. I'm glad you guys. Let me read this comment here by Sister Jawanda Smith. I wouldn't know how to get assistance from the Hebrew community or even offer my talents. I am a RN, that's awesome, and have many skills, but my head isn't in the truth. How could I help the community? You can help the community if you were in the community, if you are part of the community, because who doesn't need an RN? You know, I need an RN. I take an RN. I'm not making a pass. I know you said you're married. But I'm just saying, what community is not going to need an RN? Who's not going to need an RN? So you can be of help to a community, whether if you're in the community or near the community. Because once you make yourself known to the community, and then you can go there, okay, every now and again and help do checkups, you know, do whatever's in the parameters of being, hey, Sister Jewel Belcher, hey, how you doing? And you can go and you can be a help to that community. You can tell them, hey, you know what? Let's just go and check everybody out, okay? Brother John Smith, hello from Mexico. You can definitely be a help there. There's definitely value there, okay? As RN, who doesn't need those skills, okay? Who doesn't need those? So you make yourself known to the community. You can join the community or you can be near the community. Make yourself known to the community and just tell them, hey, what you have to offer, okay? And they may, hey, you never know. They may have a little a place where you can kind of look at, make sure all the children are healthy, you know? People have something easy stuff, common colds and headaches and things. I mean, hey, there's too much value for an RN. Too much value for an RN. Trust me. If I can just build a community and just find RNs, come on. You know, too much value there. Too much knowledge, valuable knowledge there. So definitely inventory yourselves. What do you bring to the table? What do I do when I'm single and I don't have anybody and there's no prospects? Guy thinks, hey, no problem. And again, my email address, because sometimes you guys have questions and stuff like that. The email address is FOI Bible Studies at inbox.com. So FOI Bible Studies with an S at inbox.com. So just send your questions there or anything like that. We'll do another live. We'll talk about it. Let's talk about this stuff. What you guys want to talk about? Okay. So let me hear it. But again, this live stream, what do you bring to the table? Inventory yourself and be ready for when that person, when you two meet, when the man and the woman, when you guys meet, he has the vision, you have the tools that can help bring that vision come to pass. Assimilation and submission, match made in heaven. See you guys on the next video. Shalom. Israelite Prepper.